welcome back. I'm Caroline, and today we're going to talk about some WIPs and some FOs. This is an FO. We're going to start with crochet because I have both crochet and knit FOs and crochet and knit WIPs. So let's start with crochet. So right now I'm wearing Crystal from Bag O' Days adult poncho number 342. Adult ribbed poncho. Look at that. So nice, like the intricacy of it. And I love this yarn. I used Serenity's puzzle yarn. Oh, I forgot the name. I'll put it up on the screen. But very soft, light. I just wanted like a light poncho in the morning, because you know how you get a little cold on your shoulders sometimes. Mornings are my coldest time, so I just wanted a little something. But yeah, it's my first time trying one of Crystal's patterns, and her tutorials are very easy. They are. I guess I've always been a little intimidated by crochet because technically, even though I learned on crochet, my mom never really taught me crochet. She learned when she got out of the coma. It was a way to, I guess, retrain how to do things. It was more therapy for her. So I guess when I was a kid, I just watched her, and I mean, maybe she taught me single crochet, but I remember always making chains, and going, and it ended up looking wonky. Like I'd end up making like a tree skirt, or I guess I could have made wraps. I'd always end up adding stitches or taking away, and the whole thing was always wonky. So I would just walk away. And that was growing up as a kid. But as I got older, about 5 years ago, I looked at videos and actually kind of retaught myself, but for the first time, as well as knitting. And for some reason, knitting was easier. It was so hard to not end up adding or taking away stitches with crochet, until the granny stitch. The granny stitch changed the game for me, because yet again, I was ready to walk away from crochet just a few months ago even, because I was like, why is this happening to me? First of all, when it says second chain from the hook, I was going into the third chain from the hook. So make sure you know which one's the second chain from the hook. Also, I don't know where I was going with that. But that was a big one for me. Oh, also putting a stitch marker in the stitch so you know where you were when you come back in the next row. That's very helpful too. But granny stitch it's different. You don't have to do the counting. You just, once you get that starter row, you're just doing the same old thing with the 3 and the thing, because my words are working really well right now. But granny stitch saved me and made crochet fun, so I'm very happy about that. I started making granny squares and granny blankets. Big fan of the granny. And as well as the blanket stitch, because it's that 1 row repeat of single crochet, 2 double crochet, skip 2, single crochet, 2 double crochet. You know, it's basically a variation of the Suzette stitch. You know, it's just all, like, some of them it's 2 single crochet, or a single crochet and a half double crochet, or, you know, but it's a variation of that. But I found that specific stitch to be very helpful as well. So if you're a knitter trying to get into crochet, the granny stitch is the way to start, because you won't feel so hopeless. Anyways, I would just I'd be in awe of some of Bag O' Days patterns, and I would just like save playlists and be like, yeah, I'm gonna make that one day. And I do that with Krista from The Secret Yarnery and some other ones I like too, but then you're just like, gosh, this is so daunting. Will I ever actually get to it? So it was kind of huge for me to actually do one of the tutorials. And this is, I want to start stepping out of my comfort zone and doing the things I see, you know, or trying something new, and instead of just, oh, I'm gonna make this, or I'm gonna make that, or I'll save this for later, and then I have like 30,000 patterns that I haven't tried yet. So that's something new I want to do. Yeah, same with knitting. I want to push myself out of my comfort zone this year and get into Fair Isle, you know, get some color work going. I'm already the cable queen. I love me some cables. It is my favorite kind of stitching. Unfortunately, not my wrist's favorite kind of stitching. It is the hardest on my hands. I have arthritis and carpal tunnel really bad. And I actually had the honor of doing a blanket for Crystal with Bag a Day, but it was a cabled one and really beautiful. I'll put a picture up. But it was hard on the wrists afterwards. I mean, I worked on that puppy for like 2 weeks straight, and I was just dying at the end of it. These two beautiful intricate cables down the center, and it was chunky yarn, so it went fast-ish, and it was fun to work, but after a while, anyone who's used chunky, who's done any chunky knitting, after a while it does wear on your hands, as well as doing a lot of cabling. So as fun as it was, and as gorgeous as it was still so I was having to wear my gloves, and I make salves, so I was like using my salves on my wrists and everything under the sun. I had to take a break from everything after that, but it was a lot of fun to do, and quite an honor. Like, geez, I don't even know how many people probably who emailed her wanting to do a blanket for her charity, her animal charity, but that was pretty cool that she chose me as one of them, and it was a lot of fun to do. But and I would love to like start meeting more of our people, our fiber artists out there. That would be fun. That's honestly the main reason I even started a channel, was so I could meet other fiber artists, because I mean, I'm sure, as you all know, after a while your non-fiber friends and family start glazing over, like their eyes glaze over when you start talking about it, like, oh yeah, and then when I was doing the stockinette stitch, and then I made this sweater, and they're just like, yeah, okay, and you know, they don't really know what you're talking about or care. I mean, they're happy with what you made them or whatever, but you know, and they want to be supportive, but you know, you kind of need to talk to your own people about that, like your other crafting friends. So yeah, that can be frustrating, but that's what's so wonderful about this fiber world on YouTube. You know, you get to meet other people. I think it's so cool how when I see the other channels working together, like Crystal with Gary from Urban Yarns, or Rose Likes Crochet, and they're all like intermingling, and it's like, oh, I want that. Anyway, let's see. I've got this poncho. Oh, let me show you the back. The back is the same as the front. Look at that. It's a bulky, but it's not too heavy or hot. It's one of my finished crochet pieces. Actually, oh yeah. Here it is. Here is another. Now this one, I was going to do a tutorial on, but now I need to move the pockets because they're too low. I did not take into account how much longer it would be after blocking, but I didn't even block it. I was like, well, I'll just throw it in the wash. Here's the thing about that. If you use fabric softener, it's the same as blocking. This sucker grew 1 to 2 inches, so I'll show you. You definitely need to take that into consideration. I usually block with Suave coconut conditioner. I find it makes things very nice and soft, but you have to take into consideration the fact that it's going to grow. Well, because I wasn't blocking this, I didn't think about that. I'm like, oh, I'll just throw it in the wash. Yeah. I put fringe at the bottom. So I have these Downy fabric softener sheets that go in the dryer. And I put in, well, I did put in a lot. I put in like 3 of those dryer sheets. And so now it's more of a blanket. I mean, I guess I could seam it up the middle and make it into a poncho, you know. But my pockets are like way down here. My hand stops like here. So it's gone from a dainty little pocket scarf to like a blanket poncho situation. It's super comfy, really squishy, soft. I mean, those Downy fabric softener sheets are amazing, but you have to take into account how much it's going to grow. So I need to move up the pockets a little for it to be usable. But there's that, which I started in autumn. I planned on doing a tutorial, and here it is spring practically. But, you know, time gets away from us. And this was Super Saver in like buff, and Pound of Love and pumpkin spice, Pound of Love in red. I think the green was forest green in Super Saver. Yeah, so it was Super Saver and Pound of Love from Lion Brand were the 2 I used on that. And I think I used an 8mm, no, I used a 6mm hook. Yeah, on that. There's that. There. You see the fringe a little better. I think that's actually it for finished objects in the crochet world. Now for some WIPs. Lots and lots of WIPs. Crochet and knit. So as far as my crochet WIPs, this was a top I started. And I think they may have discontinued this colorway in this yarn. Oh my god, it's not mandala. It's, okay, I'll have to put it up there because I can't remember. It may be mandala. It's like a certain, no, it's roll with it. It's roll with it. That's what it is. Which colorway though? Well, I'll have to see what colorway it is. But very nice. They often run out of it on Hirschner's, but I'm not sure if it's discontinued or not. But I'm planning on making it into more of a sweater. I add some sleeves. Super soft and squishy. Granny stitch. Best stitch there is. Okay, now something I'm working on for my husband. It's trying to do like a plaid tartan blanket because he's the Campbell clan, my Scotsman husband, and it's getting there. I'm gonna go through with the black at the end and just weave it through, make it look a little nicer. Right now it's basically a scarf, I could make it just into a tartan, but I'm making it into a tartan blanket. Now Mikey with the Crochet Crowd does a really good tutorial. I didn't use his, but I noticed he has one on the plaid blankets, and that looks like a good way to go. Maybe I should have I should have gone with Mikey. So there's that. And this is all Super Saver in single crochet. And this, I was supposed to be done by Valentine's Day, but it's after those candy conversation hearts. It's in the granny stitch. I just did each row is a different color. And it's mostly Red Heart Super Saver, but the light mint color is Lion Brand's Pound of Love in pastel mint, or pastel green. And this was the 6mm hook. And I think I'll just leave the fringe. I mean, it's awesome because you don't have to weave in your ends. So I'll just leave that and add some fringe to it. And I think I'm gonna work the blanket this way. So I just need a few more rows till it's finished, and it'll be like well, it's bigger than a lap gown. A proper Afghan, I suppose. My little Candy Conversations blanket there. So soft and squishy. Just have to throw in some downy dryer sheets, and it'll grow into a king-size blanket there. Okay, now this is a twist wrap I'm working on from I forget the name of the YouTuber, Bodini, Bodine or Dini or something like that. I'll put her name in the description. But it's this really cool twist pattern, twist shawl wrap thing, and she uses this cross stitch that I'd never seen before. Am I doing this right? It's yeah. So it's supposed to like make a twist, but it is a neat stitch. So I look forward to finishing that one. This is the this is Pound of Love's Olive. Yeah, Lion Brand's Pound of Love and Olive. Their new autumny colors are so soft. I don't know if it's because they're from Egypt. Like some of their stuff's from Turkey, and the new line, a lot of it's from Egypt, but it's crazy soft. Like, I mean, it's really nice. And the yarn's even a little thicker than Pound of Love usually is. But anyway, that's a fun stitch. That's what I need to finish up. Let's see. Oh. And I've also been working on some, hang on. Working on some game day stuff, playing with stitches. I've got some game day scars. I'm in Steeler country, so hence the black and yellow. So this is, I did the half double crochet in the back loop. with an 8. I used either an 8 or a 9mm. I have a tutorial on it. But I like this a little more than this one I did. This one I did the half double crochet slip stitch in the back loop only, and it comes out really stiff. I think maybe if I did it again, I'd do it like in a go up a hook size or two, because it creates a very thick, dense, stiff fabric opposed to this one's more drapey. So I think I like just the half double crochet regular in the back loop instead of the slip stitch one, unless I go up a couple hook sizes maybe. It's just really, it's more like armor. Looks nice, but it's just very, very stiff armor. But I'm sure I could just soften it up with some downy sheets. And I've got this cute little Daffy Duck headband here I made. Let me just destroy my hair real quick. There we go. Yeah, that one's in the back loop only, half double crochet, but not the slip stitch. So that's the regular half double crochet, which is cute. Yeah, this one's more penguins than Steelers, but they're cute, comfy. I'm gonna make like a whole game day line, I think. Put them on my Etsy shop. And this one was, yeah, see, I think if I just go up a hook size, and maybe it depends on the yarn too, because this was a chunky yarn. This was Charisma. Charisma yarn, which is like a bulky 5 in like off-white color. And I did this in the half double crochet slip stitch, but it's way looser, more drapey. So I think it matters on the type of yarn you use and the hook size. Yeah, because that's not bad at all, actually. So that's it for my crochet stuff. Now to get into my knits. But yeah, I'm definitely having fun getting to know crochet. I made my daughter a blanket in the blanket stitch. If I have a chance, I'll put the picture up. But she loves it. She's like, oh my gosh, it's like the right amount of weight, like it's a weighted blanket. And she's like, it's like a big hug. So, okay. Now my first knit FO, this cardigan. Now this is a Lion Brand pattern. This is a free Lion Brand pattern. I think it's the Comfy Cardigan. I'll put the name in the description. But I did the color changes. And the pattern, it's all one color. So I made this little pattern with the colors. And I added buttons. And I picked up for sleeves instead of knitting flat. Or instead of piecing together, I guess. Yeah, flat knitting and then piecing together. Yeah. Instead of doing that, I picked up stitches for the sleeves. I love these buttons. Like they're these like kind of oak looking buttons. I found they're huge, and pockets. I have to have pockets and everything. Huge pocket fan. It's like the right amount of chunky. I used Charisma. Yeah, I used Charisma in white and pink. 9mm. Yeah, I did the ribbing in 9mm and I did the body in 8mm. And here's a blanket I knit. It's the Parker throw from Megan. Oh, her name's slipping my mind. I'll put it up in the description. But she does it all in one color. In fact, I think it's this color that she does it in. It's either this one or a darker color. But I do it in these. I did it in 3 different colors, and I just kind of created a pattern there. But it's from the Parker thread. I just did a variation of colors. This is all Pound of Love yarn and 6.5mm needles. Super drapey, super comfy. So in love with it. I don't know, I might sell it though. I usually give away or sell my knits. I don't know, it's hard for me to just make something for myself, except for my cardigans. I have an obsession with cardigans. So I am okay with making and keeping a cardigan. Okay. Now this sucker is something else. This is just in the garter stitch. It's a cowl, big chunky cowl. And this is also Charisma in walnut, I believe. What I did was I did 2 strands together on 25mm needles of the chunky Charisma in garter stitch, and then just mattress stitched it together into a infinity scarf shawl / cowl. I actually have a tutorial I did of this in green, although it's a little shorter. It was the Brianna Outlander inspired cowl in sage. This one's a little closer to Claire's cowl in Outlander. Brianna's shrug, and this is more like Claire's cowl. It's a little longer, so you can make the layers. Makes your neck look like a delicious truffle. Chocolate truffle. So soft and warm and squishy and awesome. And I might put this up on my site. I might already have this on my Etsy site. I don't know. So that was a fun quick knit. Oh my gosh. I love doing chunky when it's a quick knit. Something like this, something mindless. I can just watch a show. Okay, now some works in progress. Okay. So this I've been working on for a while. It's oh, okay. Looks like I have some live stitches here. I have to be careful. Didn't realize that they were off the hook, off the needle. That's okay, I can pick them up. So this is a yarn from Hobby Lobby that is discontinued. It is Baby Lulu in this gorgeous soft yellow color. So bummed out they don't carry it anymore. Oh my gosh. Luckily I got a sweaters quantity when I bought it, so I can finish this. But I can't make anything else. It is super soft. It feels like a little chickadee. Like a soft fuzzy little chickadee. It's crazy soft. It's super nice and drapey. You know, so that's a little sweater I'm working on. 4mm needles. And this is something for my daughter I'm working on. It's a cabled sweater. Chunky cabled sweater in the round. On 12mm. It's your typical 6 cable C6F. That's been a lot of fun. I mixed 3 yarns together for this. So this is the white, it's Pound of Love is the white strand. The pink strand is Karen 1 pound in blush or lightest pink or something. And the third one is Hobie's Fluffy Day in pink. And using that yarn with another yarn is preferable because by itself it's like nails on a chalkboard. It's like working with a Brillo pad. But with these other acrylic yarns together, it's fine. I used my new ball winder to cake it up together to make it easier to work with the 3 strands. I'm also making my daughter socks out of the same yarn. I finished one whole sock. It's my first time entering the sock world. It's a nice chunky sock. It gives it that nice heathered look that I really like. So don't be afraid to mix yarns. I mean, you can come up with some fun effects. I made a hat. Oh, it's in the closet. I made a hat that's like this, but it's in blue and black and white. It's like got that nice heathered look. But anyway. Okay. Now, this is my last FO. Last FO. And this is a sweater, cardigan I've been working on for my mom. I finally got the sleeves on. I just need to finish half a sleeve, add the ribbing button band, and then I'll be able to cast off, and then add some pockets. She likes pockets too. And this is the C6F cable with 2x2 ribbing in between. But in 5mm and 6mm hooks, not hooks, needles. So this should look nice when it's done. I used DPNs when I got down to the cuff. Okay. also, we have some honorable mentions here. This is just a quick little sack I made with the brioche stitch. Andrea Mowry has the best tutorials on brioche. Hers were the most cohesive and made the most sense. That's like just like a self-flown holder in classic black and yellow colors, of course. It's nice and squishy and soft. You can see the two tones there. Lots of fun. Not the easiest stitch. It can be very easy to mess up. It's easy, but you have to pay attention. Yeah, it's easy, but you have to pay attention because you could just get going and then mix up the threads. So you want to pay attention with that. And I got a Centro knitting machine. Yeah, I know. But it's great for, you know, knocking out stuff you want to sell, making some fun, quickie items. You know. I'm in the process of making a dress, doing this experiment on a sweater dress I'm making. So it's going to be two panels for the front and 2 panels for the back and 2 sleeves. I only have 1 panel for the back. I ran out of yarn. So what I'm going to do, there's actually going to be quite a bit of knitting involved, even though I used my knitting machine, because I'm going to pick up the stitches and add ribbing for the bottom, seam them all up together, add ribbing for the bottom, and then pick up the stitches for the front and keep working in stockinette and make a v-neck, and then add ribbing for the v-neck and add ribbing for the sleeves. But I need to first get more of this ice cream yarn, which is super pretty. Like, it reminds me of strawberries and lemonade. Super pretty spring summer dress to come. Once I pick up some more of that ice cream yarn, I can finish that off. But yeah, there's actually going to be quite a bit of knitting involved in that one. But it got the gist. You know, it got me mostly there. So that'll be fun. It's actually, I find it much easier to knit than to use the machine. I feel like I'm in the olden days churning butter. Like I'm gonna have a Popeye arm when I'm done working my knitting machine. It's yeah, it can be a little stressful, especially when you're doing the panels, because you know you can slip stitches, skip stitches. It's a learning curve for sure. I've definitely got working in the round down. I made a little hat. You know, working around, no problemo. When you get to the paneling, it's definitely a little more tricky. But you know, if you want to get more into knitwear design and selling items, you need something that happens a little quicker, moves a little quicker. That's a fun little thing to add to the repertoire. But I'll never give up actual knitting. It's way more fun and relaxing. And there's more you can do with it. I think it's good when I have to do monotonous knitting, certain types of monotonous knitting. Like I don't like boring, and sometimes you just want to knock out a light blue cardigan, but that to me would be extremely boring. But it would be nice to have in my closet. Then times like that, yeah, the knitting machine's definitely great. And it's great for like hats and scarves and all that stuff, and for my carpal tunnel days. But I want to save my real knitting for major things like cabling, color work, interesting projects that keep me motivated, keep me going. So it's good to have that for the more mundane tasks, I suppose. I welcome all kinds of crafting. No prejudice here. I love looming, knitting, crochet, sewing. You know, it's all good. You're in the fiber world. This is a safe space. So with that, that's all I've got. So I will bid you adieu till we meet again.